abooluganda eggwanga President Museveni n'amagye ga UPDF olw'okuviibwako omusajja ng'anguli, omusajja abadde terya ntama, omusajja yaweereza Uganda eno n'omutima ogwo. Alwanya entalo e Sudan, alwanya entalo e Congo, alwanya entalo kwerale wano mwambuka, ate nga akulembera, sigamba nti abadde yisisigiriza. N'olwekyo nze ku lwange ng'eyasoma naye gwe manyi obulungi, Uganda efiiriddwa omusajja ow'amaanyi talina bangi abamufaanana. Kankitwale bwe ntyo. Mukama amulamuze kisa, Mukama famire agisibe ekimyu, agikubagize, kubanga teri bigambo bimala kubagiza muntu afiiriddwa taata we oba bbaawe. Tusuubira nti Mukama n'amuwa empeera okusinziira ku byaweereza ensi eno. Kati ku kyombuuzizza eky'abasirikale baffe, okusookera ddala nsooka okugolola ebibadde byogerwa nga biyitingana. Kya mukisa mubi abantu bwe wabaawo ekintu nga kino ekyasitudde embeera, ekyakyusiza embeera, bangi bavaayo n'endowooza yaabwe ne bagifuula nti y'embeera eriwo. Abasirikale basasulwa emisaala obudde nnaku z'omwezi 28 buli mwezi, era ogwa Apuli kyeyi abalala twagumazeewo nadda kuba twagufunanga 28. Ekyokubiri, tuweebwa emmere. Era omusajja oyo alina kati omulimu gw'okubunya emmere mu basirikale be yaweeredde olwaleero, bagimuwadde eggulu. So omusaala, emmere, engoye, eddagala, amasomero g'abaana baffe. Kati embeera gwe gyoyogerako yeeriwa. Tulina amasomero abaana baffe mubasomera, amalwaliro, ate gwe amalwaliro twasokka nawo, amalwaliro n'amasomero, nti tetukola ku baana baffe bokka n'abantu baffe, n'abantu abatuliraanye bajja mu malwaliro gaffe ntubajjanjaba. So ekyembeera mbeegayiridde tukyesonyiwe kubanga ffe munda eno tuli bamativu. Okujjako nti of course teri sente zimala, n'obukadde 5 ayagala bamwongere. Bannaffe mu Parliament bafuna 5 n'okusoba naye basaba ensako endala. So teri sente emala etejja kubeera nsonga. Ku kyakino ekyasabibwa gavumenti nti yagenza gati musasula tunsasula. Ekisooka bulimba teri ddoboozi lirwa mu video. Namba 2, Hon.Charles Okelo eggulu limu nga tanagenda mu Labour Day, buli musirikale yamukwasa emitwalo ejeje. Ate weewuunye emmotoka emuwerekera ku makya neeba ng'efunye obuzibu teyatambula. So Sabiti yasigala n'emitwalo gyena tiyagenda kuki ku safari. So mbadde nsaba tuleke akakiiko akaateereddwawo wansi wa Brig.Gen. Lugumayo okunoonyereza ensonga eno eyajjo yavudde kuki, kakole omulimu gwako kajja tubuulira amazima. Ekyo nga nkimaze, mu UPDF tulina enkola nti buli musirikale akkirizibwa okuwa mukama we ebizibu bye. Oli bw'aba tabisobola naye n'abiwaayo. Abali mu units balina parade statement gye bakola buli lunaku, buli ku makya. Olina kizibu ki n'okyogera ekinoonyezo eddagala. Abaffe tuyina ne ba PCs, police commissars. Bw'oba otidde ekintu ky'okukiyisa ew'omukulembeze ono Corporal Sergeant nga muyinza okuba muyina ekiruyi kyammwe ng'abantu, oli ajja kuterekera ekyama kyo ate akunonyeza eddagala. N'ensonga eyo ffe ku sayidi yaffe kuba tumanyi nti bye tukwata bisi, n'olwekyo teturekera musirikale kwetikka buzibu bwe okuggyako nga ye yasalawo abisirikire. Ekyo nga nkimaliriza, bayogedde kwongeza omusaala. Bayongeza bakulu bokka, abawansi ne babaleka. Memba wa Parliament yakyogedde musunze kubanga amanyi amazima. Era balekera okukozesa ebintu by'okwerinda mu byobufuzi. amagye gano nga gayawukanye nga gafunyemu obutakanyi nalumanya saalumanya opposition NRM Mukiga Bunyankole Muganda bonna bajja kutwalibwa wamu n'olwekyo bwagezaako kutwawulamu egyolaga ogenda mu muliro. Omwaka gw'ebyensimbi 2018-2019 kyasalibwawo twongeze omusala gw'abasirikale naye olw'okuba ensako yali temala nekisalibwawo bongeze okuva ku kapiteni okudda wansi mpaka private era awo omusirikale wa wansi yateebwa ku mitwalo 40 nga gwe musaala ogwenkanakana n'ogwa tica owa primary. Juke yasomye mpaka haya n'agenda mu certificate afune emitwalo emeka n'omusirikale afune emitwalo 40 naye ate bw'aba alina obumanyifu obulala ayina bwalawense bwafuna obuzongeza abalawe batuuse n'emitwalo 5 nga musirikale wa wansi. Kati 2022-2023 High Command nesalawo twongeze nate finance negati kijja kusoboka nti ensako temala. Okay, katuga nti abasigala Major mpaka General bongezewe wabula netusigaza n'ebbanja nti mu byaka gw'ensimbi ogujja bano private mpaka captain bajja kuddamu bongezewe. So yenteekateeka yaffe n'amayumba tuzimbye ag'abasirikale buli musirikale ajja kubeera nga mu unit ye mu brigade ye mu division ye tuzimba kati n'olwekyo aboogera ku mbeera yaffe batuleke. Yesu tulina okusomoozebwa ng'abantu bonna nti emiwendo gy'ebintu giri waggulu naye ate tosuubira nti gavumenti erina ensako eneebeera ng'eyongeza ssente buli mwezi oba buli mwaka. Yandibadde nga yataata na mwana nze bwe nti bwe nkwata abasirikale bange.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Nze Haji Kaboggoza omusomi w'edduwa ntereza ensonga z'amaka ebyenfuna n'endwadde ezitategeerekeka. Haji Kaboggoza omusomi w'edduwa nsiŋŋaanibwa Ekitigoma ku lw'Ejjinja. Bw'obanga otuuse Ekitigoma mu town ku stage osobola okuba ku nnamba z'essimu ezo z'olaba zitambula. Gwe wenna ali ewala oyinza okuyita ku mukutu gwaffe ogwa WhatsApp ku layini eyo eya MTN obudde bwonna mbeerako.
Nti bwe ndaba obusirikale ku makya nzuukuse ankubira salute ekibuuzo kyange kibe eki embeera eri etya mu Luswayiri gaba hali kati awo agirayo ekizibu kye. Namba 2 oba ntambudde ngenze safari sisobola kulya ng'omusirikale wange talidde sisobola. In fact emirundi egisinga bwe mba nkooye sirya naye omusirikale mulinda naakola ki naalya kubanga we yakuuma obulamu bwange ate muntu nga nze. Namba 3 ng'omusirikale eyeewaayo okufiirira eggwanga muwa consideration mu ekitiibwa ekyo kyono yeewaayo akakakusinga ng'omuntu wa bulijjo omanyi okujjaho ng'oli mulalu okuyingira ekintu ky'omanyi nti sure deal ojja kufa. Nze famire yange baakaaba ne gabaggwamu nga nnyingidde amagye naye olw'ekisa kya Mukama Katonda nkyaliwo. So gwaweereddwa omusirikale okukuuma ate mbalaba abamu nga tebabafaako ye bamugulirawo n'atuula saluti n'agifuna n'awulira ng'azimbye naye bw'atuuka ku kyemisana n'atuula omusirikale n'asigala ebweru. Ekyo kikyamu nnyo. Buli muntu alina feelings asaana afyebweko. Nze endowooza yange era y'enkola yange.
Oyogeddeko wali mabega nti
olunaku lumu sijja kugaa nti namutegeera kubanga twali mwezi guli bali ku koosi ya Junior Schools ne ngendayo ne mbawale ku Kyabungu media and military operations. Kyengwadde nkukonfamingira nti yakava okusoma kati bano aboogera ku mpisa ze gye babijje simanyiyo. N'olwekyo nsaba tuleka akakiiko kali katubulire kiki ekyabaddewo era kyavudde ku ki.
Finally ekitebo ekikola ku byebyo.
So olw'okusoomooza kwe tulaba olw'embeera y'emirimu gye tukola n'embeera y'abaana baffe abayingira amagye kati twasalawo tuteekewo ekitongole department directorate wansi wa medical services ey'okufa ku ndwadde z'obwongo oba ku mbeera z'obwongo bw'abasirikale eri wansi wa Brig.Gen. Dr. Ochen mutendeke alina masters degree mu saidi eyo katwadira abalina obukugu nabo mu by'obwongo bamuyambe. N'olw'ensonga eyo teri nsonga lwaki omuntu atuula n'ekizibu kye nekimutuulira okutuusa lwatabuka omutwe tekikyasoboka. Abatannaba kasa tumuzuula nga tumutwalayo, abaafunye obuzibu obwo nga bulabise tumutwalayo. N'olwekyo nze twala omukisa guno nti bw'olabanga omusirikale waffe ng'atandise okweyisa mu ngeri eteri ya bulijjo tubulire tumuyambe, kubanga abamu kati babeera mu bantu ba bulijjo, sigamba nti oba obeera naye buli kaseera.
Waliwo ababadde boogerako ku nsonga y'okuba nti bano ba VIP baba minisita kale omuntu yenna nga is a high ranking person in society. Mwe ng'aba security mulowooza balina kubeera mu bitundu ki kuba olaba nga tugambe nti oba omulamuzi oba jeno naye ng'abeera
kakati
ensonga eyo oyinza kugyogerako ki?
Mu myaka gy'enkaaga okutandika ne gavumenti y'obufuzi bw'amatwale abakozi ba gavumenti balina ebitundu byabwe Kololo Nakasero, naye population yakula, omuwendo gw'abantu gwagejja, omuwendo gw'emirimu gya gavumenti gwagejja. Kati nga ate tujja tuyingiremu ekintu kye bayita privatization. Actually kyajjawo amayumba g'abakozi ba gavumenti gaaliwo, privatization negatunda. Namba emu. Namba bbiri, muyina obuwangwa bwa mu Uganda wano obutali walala. Buli musajja alina okuzimba ennyumba, bw'aba tazimbye bamunyooma. Alright? Kikiretedde Kampala ono okukula n'asukka obusozi omusanvu bwe twali tumanyi ffe abaasoma mu primary. Kati wuuyo Kyanja bulira ekyali ekyalo ekiwedde emirimu naye lwaki ngenda Kyanja naggulu wano kyali kyalo siraamu ewedde emirimu. Kololaawo kasasiro yayiwangawo kati olw'ebizimbe. N'olwekyo buli muntu waddembe okuzimba gy'ayagala, wabula waliwo ekirowoozo ekigamba nti katusooke offices za gavumenti zibeere wamu. Bw'oba ogenze oyagala olina kiweetaaga minisitule by'okusoma by'ebyenjigiriza, bw'ovaawo nti nina ya East Africa nakyo njagalayo, olusozi lwe lumu. Enteekateeka eyo nagiwulirako. Naye kyogga nti abakozi ba gavumenti wabo babeera security y'omuntu gw'ogyerondera olw'ebitundu ze bisinza agenda kubeeramu. Nze nga Kulayigye nti ga genero wano sijja kubeerawo. Yes. Waliwo abalala olw'okwagala olw'akasente okuba nti kamala ali mu kanyomero.
Mu Luzungu ne mu Luganda. In English, what is your view on
yeah, ideally VIPs should live in what you would call high class. That's why even the word high class exists, where they have their accommodation. Security is actually communal, not individual, where they have sports facilities. If I want to jog, I don't have to risk fellows grabbing my phone. I jog within that area, where we are provided with the domestic workers. But that is no longer possible. Yes, in the 60s, the colonial government had established public service houses. You appointed, you find a house. But now it's not possible. Privatization took away those houses, they were sold. Because the World Bank insisted government must not own anything. But two, the population has exploded. Public service has grown. You cannot afford it anymore. Thirdly, there is a culture. I can tell you in Kenya and Tanzania, people live communally. Here, every man must show he's a man, he must build a house. Interestingly, we build both in town and in the village. Well, how many times do you live in the village? That much I don't know. That's why Kampala has exploded. From the 7 hills we knew, to Entebbe, to Ruwe now, Chanja. Who even knew Chanja existed? In my secondary school days, Kololo here, we were pouring rubbish just below the secondary school. Now they are posh houses. Naguru was a slum. This Naguru here, the other Naguru and the Bukoto were not even thought about. So, the population has exploded. Of course, people have made the money, never mind the means, but they have made the money. And therefore, if you are a man worth of mention, you must have a house, a decent one at that. Now, you ask me about VIPs. Today, how should they live? So, because now it is individual effort, you must mind where you are going. Mind your own security. Mind your status. You know, these things are natural. Social, what do I call it? Social science talks about class differences. Now, if a general, I'm going to live in a slum, I am exposing myself to risks. Yes, there are cost implications, but they go with your status. Yeah. That's why as a general I'm paid different from a private soldier. Now, if you find you have to jump a trench of water and to reach my house, no. Allow me express my condolences to the family of Honorable Col.Charles Engola Machodogo Okello. Okello has been a pillar in this country. He fought in Sudan against LRA, he fought in Congo, fought LRA when they entered Lao, he took command. Okello was my classmate at Officers Basic Course. He was a major, was second lieutenant, but I had been appointed a platoon sergeant, so I used to command him. Quite an amiable and a good to work with officer. This country is going to miss his hard work, his valor, his vigor. My condolences to the family, to the head of state, to UPDF and the entire country. We have lost a man worth mention. Now, back to the incident. There are speculations have been going around, social media, what. First of all, the claim of the soldier talking is a wild allegation from bystanders, because even in the video, you hear gunshots, you don't hear him talk. So that was not correct. It's mere speculation. And I want to use this to address the question of welfare, which is being brought up by some members of parliament even, who know the truth. I heard a member of parliament talking about soldiers live bad conditions. They raised the salaries of the seniors and they forgot them. And that one is absolute rubbish. Because as parliamentarians, they know. Soldiers of, first of all, in the financial year 2018-2019, salaries of privates to captain were raised. And that's how the soldier came to minimum of 400,000. Now, along the way, you find some even in the region of 485,000, and he's a private soldier. Because in addition to the salary, if you have a trade, there is an allowance you are paid. Trade means some skill, whether communication, whether handy. So the payment increment was done in 2018-2019 financial year. Now last year when the High Command wanted to raise the soldiers' pay again, we wanted to do it wholesale. We were advised by finance, the recess level of food to manage. So that's when it was resolved now to divide. And we said, okay, let's raise those who were not raised previously. That's how the raise was from major to general. So it's not correct that they are left behind. Even then, the plan is to raise all the public servants, including soldiers, again, if finances allow this financial year or next financial year. I mean the coming financial year or the other one. I'm not in finance, so I don't have the details. But the decision was taken by High Command and Army Council. They will be raised at the earliest opportunity, which may be this next financial year or 2024-25. Thirdly, we feed our soldiers. We feed our soldiers in operation areas. We feed our soldiers even at headquarters. Mine have just received food here. So what are you talking about with welfare? Now, particularly on yesterday's incident on Sabiti, the question of welfare cannot arise. One, we were paid on 28th of April, of our April salary, all of us, because it is one pay. Secondly, we have now gathered on the eve of Labor Day. Honorable Charles Engola gave each soldier 40,000 shillings as their 2 days allowance. So, where did these fellows get the speculation of pay? That's and I would like to use this opportunity to appeal. When it gets to matters of security, let us not speculate. We, the sources of the informers, are available, and we have never been unwilling to share information. So, back to your question. There is a history.
But before the question, still, let's first conclude on the issue of allowance.
Yes.
Okay, let's assume a soldier.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Nze Haji.Nadduli omusomi w'edduwa ntereeza ensonga z'amaka ebyenfuna n'endwadde ezitategeerekeka. Haji.Nadduli omusomi w'edduwa nsiŋŋaanibwa ekitigoma ku lw'ejjinja. Bw'obanga otuuse ekitigoma mu ttawuni ku siteegi osobola okuba ku nnamba z'essimu ezo z'olaba zitambula. Gwe wenna ali ewala oyinza okuyita ku mukutu gwaffe ogwa WhatsApp ku layini eyo eya MTN obudde bwonna mbeerako.
Where he has been deployed. You see, the principle, we pay you salary. But also there is an exception to that. If you have been seconded, say, to National Enterprise Corporation, to Parliament, or to ministry, seconded, then we even stop paying you the salary. Where you have been seconded, they pay you all your emoluments. Now when it comes to escorts, we still pay them salary, one. Now on allowances, it is the discretion of the agency where you have been deployed or attached to pay your allowance. Now for individuals, like I've told you, General Keto, when I was in the parliament, I was paying my driver 500,000, others were paying them 300. So it depends also on the individual that you are working with. So it's individuals who pay them the allowance.
And how should the relationship between that individual
and the son, father and the son, because this person is out there for your life, but most importantly, he is a human being. Thirdly, he is your soldier. And as your soldier, you need to cater for his welfare. But in this case, we just have confirmed the issue of welfare does not arise. Well, I've heard of cases elsewhere. People leave the soldiers outside and they enter restaurants to eat, which I find very unfortunate. I have never done it, and I cannot. In fact, even when the institution has not facilitated me, if I travel out of town, I must buy lunch for my soldiers. Not paying for him, I give him money to pay for himself, so that he has a choice of what to eat. But there are fellows who have animalistic tendencies, and I condemn it. So, but you see, the behavior of an individual is not necessarily about food. There are many other things. So this board of inquiry, in my view, will help us to establish who was Sabiti. Why did this have to happen? How was his life at home? Are you aware there are very many men who are very traumatized at home? That will affect their performance at work. All that we shall establish.
So back on the question of psychosocial.
Oh, I wanted to give a background to this question. The different stages of the growth of the UPDF, the categories of people who are joining are motivated by different reasons. Now, we have found the latest wave, say starting from 2010 onwards, they are job seekers. Rightfully so. They are entitled to look for jobs. Now, some, however, when they get challenges that come with soldiering, the mind may not contain the stress. And so we had to establish the Directorate of Psychosocial Support under that Dr. Ochen. Dr. Ochen is a psychiatrist by specialization, and we have given him counselors, psychologists to assist in that business. And they are doing a wonderful job. However, for us to be able to give you that service, you must have manifested, okay, tendencies of mental challenge or mental problems. If somebody hasn't manifested, it also becomes a challenge on leadership to follow keenly and be able to identify those who are facing challenges. And I trust at different levels this is being emphasized. Thirdly, we had a tradition as NRA UPDF of Baraza. We make sure every unit has general meetings. Besides the administrative meetings, you have a meeting with your soldiers weekly as a commander. Now, on a daily basis, there's what they call the parade statement. When the corporal, who is the section commander, has received the figures, then he asks Shida, any problem? He will record it, take it to the platoon sergeant, all the way to the commander of the unit. That was intended to attend to individual problems, individual challenges. And you know, they arise. They arise and we solve them. However, times have changed. You young people, your ability to deal with challenges is not equal to ours. And we as leaders, I think, need to educate ourselves on that fact. Yeah.
Okay, and then is it something that you have to request for? Which body is in charge of that? How is it?
We have a unit at the Land Forces Headquarters. It's called the Guard Unit, where they select the soldiers to go and they guard VIPs. No, guard places or guard senior commanders. But for VIPs, we have a sub-unit in the military police, purposely for protecting VIPs. That's a special one. And so when it comes to ministers, that's where they go. VIP protection, sub-unit. Now when it comes to, I had forgotten this one. People were speculating about the discipline of Sabiti. He had just come from a junior source course in Jinja. He was in my class, I taught them. So when you say he had a perpetual discipline issue, where have you gotten it from? Why don't we allow the investigators to do their work, and then we shall get the truth of this matter?
Because there are also speculations on that.
Yes.
That I think he had earlier been on the...
Well, I don't want to discuss that one, because like I said, even we, the protectees, have our own issues. So, for example, there are people who go to bars and sit there up to 1, and the escort is outside. I mean, you don't expect this individual not to react after some time. Or others who go sit in restaurants, serve meals, and you come and you go. This poor fellow since morning, maybe even he left without a cup of tea, has had nothing. So, me, I cannot rush to judge a soldier unless I've established the circumstances. Yeah.
Then finally, Kulayigye, on the issue of mentorship. Do you have, before someone is deployed, is there some mentorship programs that you give to these soldiers?
If it's a specialized deployment, yes, we do it. But these individual deployments, they sort of call the commander's brief. The commander briefs you whom you are going to, what you are going to do, how you are supposed to do it. And in the event of any questions, where you can revert back to. That definitely is given.
Okay. Na tukirejea kwa lugha ya Kiswahili.
Naam.
Na vile vile pia kumekuwa na tetesi kwamba Sabiti alikuwa na matatizo ya kinidhamu.
Chukua fursa hii kutuma rambirambi kwenye familia ya Mheshimiwa Kanali aliyostaafu Charles Okelo Machodogo, ambaye alikuwa soja kweli kweli. Amepigania nchi kwa vita vya Sudan wakati anapiganisha Konyi, amepigania nchi kwa vita vya Kongo, amepiganisha LRA wakati imerudi ndani ya nchi, na alikuwa soja kweli mkakamavu, ambaye anafurahia kazi yake, ambaye anapenda nchi yake. Binafsi nilikuwa naye mwaka mzima kwenye kozi ya officers basic course kwenye platoon moja. Kwa hivyo ninamfahamu vizuri, yani nilipewa nyadhifa ya kuwa platoon sergeant wake. Ni mtu mzuri kufanya naye, mtu anayependa watu. Nchi imepoteza kweli mwanaume wa kuamini na kuwa na imani naye. Rambirambi zangu zinaenda kwenye familia, kwenye rais wa nchi, yanamfanya naye sana, kwenye jeshi la UPDF, alikuwa mwenzetu, na constituency yake ya Oyam North. Mungu amweke mahali pema. Naam. Sasa kwa mambo ya Sabiti, nimesikia maneno mengi ya hayo maneno ni uongo. Watu walibuni tu. Mfano kusema kama alienda anazungumza haya. Video iko, unasikia risasi, usikie mdomo wa mtu. Na ukiangalia kuna watu waliokuwa karibu. So huyu anayosema hayo aliyasikia wapi? Hiyo ni mabuni tu. Cha pili, kila wakati mwanajeshi anavyotenda kitendo ambao sio nzuri, watu wanakimbilia hali ya maisha ya wanajeshi. Kwanza kabisa, mshahara. Tunalipwa tarehe 28 ya kila mwezi. Hiyo ni lazima. Vingine vinakosekana, lakini mshahara la hasha. Ya pili, Mtu anapokuwa anachenye amesoma akapewa cheti nini, kuna pesa inayoongezewa. Mshahara wa mwisho wa askari wa chini ni 400,000. Lakini kuna wengine wanaenda hadi 500,000 kwa ajili ya ujuzi fulani au tofauti. Cha tatu, askari wanapewa chakula pamoja na mshahara, wanapewa chakula kamili. Ndio ninavyozungumzia sasa hivi, wa kwangu wameshapokea kwao ya mwezi huu. Kwa hivyo mambo ya hali ya maisha yafaa kuingia kwenye hali ya sasa hivi. La tatu, tunajenga nyumba za askari. Yani hiyo ndio ilikuwa imebakia. So mpango ni kwamba kila unit au battalion itaishi na brigade yake. Kwa hivyo tunajenga kwa sehemu mbalimbali, kaskazini, mashariki, magharibi, na karibu tunamalizia. Kwa hivyo kuhusu hali ya maisha ya askari kuna maendeleo. Lakini kama mganda mwingine, lazima bei ya bidhaa nje huko sio rahisi. Hata mwenye anapata 500,000 anakuta hali inamsumbua kutokana naye na vyenye ameamua kuwa anatumia pesa zake. Halafu kuhusu nidhamu ya kijana huyu, hatuwezi tukajua sasa hivi. Kijana ametoka kozi ya junior NSU kabla hajapelekwa kulinda Mheshimiwa Okello marehemu. Ningeomba tuache kamati iliyowekwa chini ya uongozi wa Brigadier General Lugumayo kuchunguza nini iliyotokea kitendo ya jana. Tuache maneno ya kufikiria. Halafu kuna maneno niliyosikia wabunge fulani wanazungumzia na nimeshituka kweli, nimeshangaa. Yani wabunge wanafaa kujua kushinda mwingine yeyote kuhusu mambo ya malipo ya wafanyakazi wa serikali. Kinajulikana kwamba yani mmoja alisema waliongeza mshahara ya wakubwa, wadogo wakawawacha. Hiyo ni kutaka kugawanisha jeshi letu. Na labda nichukue nafasi hii kwamba jeshi letu kigawanika, hakuna mwenye tabaki. Angalia Sudan. So ukifikiria kwamba utaweka moto ugawanishe jeshi la UPDF, matokeo atakuwa mabaya kwa kila mtu. Kwa hivyo tusichezee mambo ya usalama wa nchi. Tusichezee hata kidogo. Achia wenye vitu wanayovifahamu vizuri wavizungumzie. Kwa hivyo mwaka wa biashara 2018-2019 iliamuliwa kuongeza mshahara wa askari wa chini kuanzia private hadi captain. Kwa hivyo mwaka jana High Command ikataka kuongezea mara tena sote, lakini biashara ya nchi ikawa hewezi. Kwa hivyo kikao kikamua tuongezee kuanzia meja hadi general. Halafu mwaka biashara huu nafasi kuruhusu na wale private hadi captain uongezewe, ili captain private mshahara wa private wa mwisho itakuwa $1,000,000 ya Uganda. Kwa hivyo wanayozungumzia malipo ya askari wazungumze venye wanafahamu. Mshahara wetu tunapata kwa muda, tunapewa chakula, tunapewa mavazi. Ila tu wenye wako kwenye operation hali haiwezi kuwa kama kawaida. Lazima wako kwa hali ya mahututi.
Naam. Swala la marupurupu. Sasa
wacha kwanza nianzie kwa neno ambao halitakufurahisha. Mwanajeshi anatumikia nini? Nchi. Na kwa kutumikia hiyo nchi ni kujitolea. Na wakati unajitolea hutegemee kulipwa. Kwa hivyo mshahara kija unapiga makofi. Ndio hali sisi tuliyoingilia ndani. Kwa ukweli ni kwamba hata wakati tuliingia sisi tulikuwa tupate na mshahara. Lakini tuliishi, yani tulikuwa tunapewa chakula. Lakini hali ilibadilika, ikafaa watu wapewe marupurupu. Yani kule wilayani yapo. Sasa hapa kazi ninayofanya hapa sipewe marupurupu. Kama ni allowance ya defense spokesperson hakuna. Ila tu napewa hela za kufanya kazi. Basi vile vile askari ambao wametumwa nje ya Wizara ya Ulinzi, sehemu ambao wametumwa ndio wanaamua marupurupu gani anayolipwa, au wizara yenyewe au mtu binafsi. Umesikia nimekwambia wakati waziri alikuwa anaenda kwenye Labor Day alitoa 400,000, not 400,000, 40,000 kwa kila askari, ikiwa ni marupurupu ya siku 2. Sasa wanayozungumzia malipo, anayozungumzia sijui welfare, unatoka wapi? So sehemu ambayo wanatuma, na hasa kutokana na uzoefu wangu, wizara au agency sehemu umetumwa lazima ilipe allowance ya askari, hasa wakiwa wanaenda operation.
Na kisha kwa waziri kimarupurupu
inategemea kwamba atakushughulikia chakula, atakushughulikia marupurupu hayo. Ikiwa umetoka nje ya mji lazima ashughulikie chakula yako, alafu kama ana uwezo na hila allowance nyingine akupe. Na mara nyingi wanalipwa hayo marupurupu.
Naam, kwa maoni yako uhusiano baina ya mlindwa na anayelinda au kweli
inafaa kuwa ya baba na mtoto? Mlinzi wangu anafaa kuishi kama mwanangu. Maana yake nini? Chenye mwanangu anakula, mlinzi wangu akule. Ikiwa malazi, mlinzi simtegemee kulala na mtegemea kupumzika. Kuna tofauti. Kwa hivyo kama ni walinzi wawili lazima godoro kuwe gani? Ili mmoja apumzike kila wakati. Lakini binadamu angetaka awe na godoro na suka na blanketi ajifunike. Kwa jeshi hakuna hiyo. Ndio kusudi sikia ni kujitolea, waliojitolea kulinda wananchi. Maana yake kuna tofauti kati yangu na wewe. Yes. Kwa hivyo mimi naona kwamba challenge iko kwa namna tumekomaa, mategemeo, mawazo siku hizi ni ya kufikiria pesa, lakini ukweli ni kwamba vinavyohitajika kwa askari lazima napewa.
Umezungumzia utu na vile vile ukazungumzia
namba 1, namba 2, na askari ni mtu aliyojitolea. Kwa hivyo ana heshima yake kwa ajili ya kujitolea. Namba 3, anayara nje kwa niaba yangu. Hivyo vinafaa vinilazimishe kuhakikisha kwamba hali yake ya kimaisha na yaangalia wakati wowote. La 4, wengine Mungu alitusaidia akatupatia akili ya kutambua mtu ambao hayupo halali. Lakini vile vile sisi kwa jeshi tuna utaratibu ambao utasaidia mwanaskari kutoa shida zake ili zijulikane, asaidiwe. Kuna wengine however hataki kutoa shida zake nje, ananyamanzia hadi zinajaa kwenye kichwa. Na kuhakikishia binadamu wengi, sio askari peke yake, kwa Kiswahili ya challenge nimesahau neno,
wana shida za kisaikolojia.
Shida za kisaikolojia, shida za kinyumbani ambao zinaleta kichwa huwa kuchanganyiwa. Na mara kwa mara zinaharibu utendaji kazi. Ni sisi tulikuwa tumeweka huo utaratibu niliozungumzia wa kutoa shida kwenye state parade au master parade. Lakini sasa hivi lazima kiongozi ujali askari wako anafanana namna gani, anaangalia vipi. kabla sijaingia gari lazima naangalia shoferi wangu ako kwa hali gani. Yani anaweza kuwa ana shida nyumbani, so kwa ajili ya mawazo atagonga mti. Kwa hivyo natoa ombi kwa wakubwa, jali hali ya askari wako, jali mienendo na sura ya askari wako kabla hajaingia gari au hujaingia gari kuondoka. Utaponesha vingi. Naam.
Na mwishowe basi kituo askari ambao wanajeshi,
sisi kama UPDF hatuna kituo pekee. Tumeweka directorate ambayo inaongozwa na daktari Brig.Gen. Ochen ambao ni mtaalamu wa kisaikolojia, na tukampatia wafanyakazi ambao wamesoma mambo ya bongo na kusaidia mtu, na kutambua na kusaidia mtu ambao ana shida za bongo. Hiyo ni kitu ambao imewekwa hii miaka ya nyuma. Yani sisi tulikuwa tunajua zile taratibu zingine zitasaidia, ukiweka na department ya siasa ambao huwa inasikiliza shida za askari ambao haweza kuzungumzia pale hadharani, anazungumza na PC. Tumeongezea na hii ya kufanya kwa shida za kisaikolojia, na imesaidia sana. Yule mtaalamu amepewa wataalamu wa kumsaidia. Hakuna sababu sasa ya mtu kuishi na shida bila kuitoa nje. Na zamani serikali ya ukoloni ilijenga nyumba za wafanyakazi wa serikali, lakini baadaye ikaja program ya privatization kwamba serikali ifai kuwa na kitu chochote iuze. Hizo nyumba zikauziwa, na wengi waliokuwa wanakaa ndani ndio walipewa fursa ya kwanza. Baadaye nao wakaziuza tena. Cha pili, idadi ya watu imeongezeka na kazi za serikali zimepanuka. Kwa muda huu haiwezekani. Labda nasikia kuna mpango wa kujenga ofisi za serikali kwa sehemu moja. Kwa hivyo sasa hivi ni chaguo lako sehemu nayo hiyo amua kuishi. Lakini chagua sehemu ambayo inafaa nyazifa yako bwana. Kunikuta sasa jendo naishi kwenye Salamu kule chini, sehemu ambazo zingine sintataja, kweli wenyewe inakuwepo kasoro. Lazima chagua sehemu ambapo una usalama wako unaufikiria. Unanielewa ndugu yangu? Sasa wewe ukisema kwamba serikali haijajali nini, wewe mwenyewe uliamua kuishi wapi? Yaani maeneo ni mengi sasa hivi ambao wamepanuka kimuonekano. Yes.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Nze Haji.Nadduli omusomi w'edduwa ntereza ensonga z'amaka ebyenfuna n'endwadde ezitategeerekeka. Haji.Nadduli omusomi w'edduwa nsiŋŋaanibwa ekitigoma ku lw'ejjinja. Bw'obanga otuuse ekitigoma mu ttawuni ku stage osobola okuba ku nnamba z'essimu ezo z'olaba zitambula. Gwe wenna ali ewala oyinza okuyita ku mukutu gwaffe ogwa WhatsApp ku layini eyo eya MTN obudde bwonna mbeerako.